Hello everyone, this is Justin here, and we're going to go through my morning routine for stretching. First, we're going to start off with active stretching. We're going to do neck rotations. So we're going to go one direction. I usually do about 10 seconds with this, not too long. Um, from here, we're going to go the other direction. Like I said, about 10 seconds. I don't want to go overboard, just till I feel about good. Our next one, we got shoulder shrugs going forward. Like I said, we're going to go about 10 seconds. There's no real good time here. Just however you feel is just how we're gonna work these stretches. Let's go backwards. Obviously, the more you do it, the more time you add, the more of a stretch you're gonna get. I'm still a very novice to this, so I don't really go too long. Then we're gonna go back and forth across our chest a few times. Let's open up our chest and back. And now let's go up and down like we're nodding yes. I really like this one. My neck is always stiff, especially because we were always on the computer and everything. And let's go side to side. If you can pass your shoulders, that's awesome. I'm still working on it. It's very difficult. Like I said, our necks get really stiff from all the sitting we do. And right here, we're going to go up and out with our legs. I like to open up my groin before we start doing our groin stretches. So I do about usually 5 each leg. So that's what we're doing right now. You can do about 10 each leg. Like I said, I don't like to go too long in the active stretching because I don't want to overdo it and hurt myself. It's just to kind of get a little loose before we start getting on to our static stretching. I just do a little bit of squats, just kind of get the blood flow going through. So I'm gonna do about 10 little bouncy squats, get that blood flow going, try to wake me up in the morning. Now we're gonna go straight into downward dog. So I kind of like to bend my knees a little bit, walk it out. Let's straighten those legs out, keeping those heels down. Eventually you want to bring it to where your hands get close enough to your feet. Like I said, I'm still a beginner, but before I couldn't even get my heels on the floor, but now I can. So we're going to hold this about 20-30 seconds. I think in this video I hold it about 20 seconds. So we're going to do that. And then after 20 seconds, I kind of bend the knees back and forth to get a little extra stretch in those hamstrings. You know, you don't realize how skinny you are until you look at a picture of yourself. Alright, now we're going to do a low lunge, and I bring my hands up to drive that hip a little forward, but also stretch the back a little bit. You should feel it in your groin area. I really love this stretch. It's probably my favorite stretch out of any of the stretches that we're going to do in this video. My groins have been messed up for the past 4 or 5 years, but this stretching has really helped me. So after we do that, we're going to go down into, I believe this is lizard lizard pose, I believe. And you pretty much want to try to touch your elbows to the floor, but I can't do that. Uh, but you want to keep your arms on the inside of your leg, and it's going to give you a nice deep stretch in your groin. Now we're going to move it back to downward dog. I like to hold this about another 15 seconds. So I think that's what I do in this video. I love doing this outdoors just because you get the nice sun. You get to absorb those UV rays. And we're going to go switch to the other side. Same exact thing. I'm losing my balance here a little bit, but it's alright. I'm still novice, still learning. It's such a beautiful day today. I'm going to bring it down back to lizard pose. I believe that's what it's called. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've been actually seeing a lot of lizards in my backyard, so there's been a lot of crickets, and then there's some giant fat lizards. Also at this point, there's a few bugs that have been flying around my face. But can't show any emotion during the video. We're gonna switch legs. Now we're gonna kick our legs out, heel down, and just kind of lean forward like you're gonna touch your toes. I can't go that far forward because my hamstrings are tight. So this is a nice, good hamstring stretch. You see, I touched it right there because I'm like, oh, this stretch is deep. So we're gonna do both legs. Hold about 15-20 seconds. I can't really do this one too long because it's a deep stretch for me. I'm still working on my flexibility. It's also hard to keep my balance. Also, my knees hurt. I mean, I've been doing jiu-jitsu for 9 years, and just constant bashing my knees on the floor. It's hard to put pressure on my knees. Now, I like to lay on my back. I like to do this one on my back. Sometimes I do it standing up, but I feel like I get a deeper stretch on my back. But we're going to pull our knees up to our chest as high as we can, keeping the other leg straight. This is a really great stretch too. This is probably my second favorite one on here. Like I said, my legs are probably the most stiff things in the world, especially my groin. I've had groin problems for a long time. I accidentally fell on my leg wrong playing flag football. I jumped and I just really messed up my groin, landing on one of my feet trying to catch a ball. And since then, it's just been hurting. But this stretching has definitely helped out. Just make sure we switch legs as well. So we switch legs, and like I said, hold about anywhere between 20 and 30 seconds. I think is a good time frame. You can pause the video whenever. Hold as long as you want. Not too long, but I like 20-30 seconds is good. Make sure you're breathing through all this too. Don't be holding your breath. Make sure you're breathing in and out through your nose. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Now we're going to move on to butterfly. So just push down those knees. Don't hold your toes, hold your ankles. Holding your toes is going to put a lot of pressure on your knees. Almost like you're giving yourself a heel hook in jiu-jitsu. Or like a toe hold. So you're just going to push down those knees. Ideally, bring those feet as close to your butt. I'm going to cross my legs. Now we're going to interlock our fingers and we're going to push them back behind our heads. This is going to be more like a back bend. I'm so stiff, I'm telling you. Like, this is as far as I can go. My shoulder mobility isn't the greatest anymore. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see it, but we're going to interlace our fingers and we're going to try to stretch our arms straight back. Dang, look, you can see the striations in my shoulders. That's pretty cool, but at the same time, there's no mobility there. That's why we're working on it. And this is going to be our last stretch for our workout. And I hope you enjoyed my morning routine. I'm just going to shake it out a little bit, but it's less than 10 minutes, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Peace out.